Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Noble and welcome to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you my top 3 classes you need to play if you're a solo player. This basically is a list of what works best for solo players in my opinion. If you have something better or your own list, feel free to put them down in the comment section below just to give like a brief explanation of what you think, should be or shouldn't be on the list. This really is dedicated to more the newer players who maybe don't have friends, don't have guilds or anything like that, and just want to play solo but not get stomped constantly. This is going to cover things from PvE to PvP. It is going to be for everyone. But guys, before we jump right into it, I just want to let you know that I stream pretty much every single week here on YouTube. It's kind of a random day, got to get back into my stream schedule, but I upload every single week, whether it's PvP videos, housing, PvE, the whole works. So if you like that kind of stuff, you love ESO, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single video. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead to jump into my top 3 classes that solo players should use in the Elder Scrolls Online. This list pretty much came about with these 3 things in mind. This is how I am going to be judging all of these classes and ranking them. First is going to be ease of use to new players. These are classes that are going to be pretty easy to pick up, not super nuanced. There are classes that are very nuanced that you're going to need a little bit more knowledge to play, or at least play well, and none of these classes really have that unless you want to go into deeper builds. And the second is going to be damage, because new player, you want to do damage, you don't want to have a ton of difficulty doing that, so that's also something I'm taking into consideration. And healing, because if you're playing alone, you're going to want to be able to heal yourself. Having a health pool isn't really that big of a deal in this game right now, especially when you're leveling, so I didn't really take that into consideration. But those are my 3 different ways of figuring out what classes I wanted to put on this list. Alright guys, starting off at number 3, we have the Warden. Now, fun fact, Wardens are not played that much in this game. Sorcs are the most used class. This is the least, which I find kind of interesting. I love my Warden for so many different reasons, but why this class makes the list is because it does everything well. It's not the most amazing in one or another category, but it does everything pretty damn well. It's a very well-rounded class. You have a nice little pet DPS build or class part that just, like I said, calls upon, pet companions to do damage for you and help you out in your fights. So this is obviously really appealing to solo players, not just for the extra added help, but it just adds a little bit more of a unique element in there as well. It has a great tank skill line that a lot of people use in trials. It's one of the top tanks, I believe, as of recording this video. So if you're interested in tanking, you're going to have a lot to work with there, and its DPS and healing is pretty much great across the board. Healing wise, it's nice because you don't have to rely on a restoration staff to use abilities. It's the class abilities that are going to do the most heals for you and give you some really nice buffs and passives. So the Warden does everything well. It doesn't, fail in a particular category, but it also isn't, blowing you off the charts in another aspect. It's just that one class that's not like a jack of all trades, because I would kind of just imply that everything is just done kind of well. You can do so much with this class no matter your role, whether you're Magicka or Stamina. So I don't want you to think it's just limited to a certain part. I do love playing Magicka Warden in PvE, and then I love playing Stamina Warden in PvP. So you might find that interesting. Maybe you'll like the opposite, I don't know. But the Warden makes this list because it's extremely well-rounded in my opinion. Coming in at number 2, guys, for the long-term players who are probably watching this video, you guys know this class is a beast, and that is the Templar. Whether you're Stamina or Magicka, this class will stop. Not only does it have some of the strongest heals in the game, but it also has amazing single target and AoE damage possibilities. I've seen some people tank with this. You can do it. It's not a bad tanking class if you want to use it that way. I would much prefer prefer, you know, maybe going like a Dragon Knight or something like that. But if you're either going to be a healer or focusing to be a DPS, you are not going to be disappointed. You have literally the strongest AoE non-blockable damage ability called Biting Jabs. It's great for PvE and PvP. If you ever go into Cyrodiil or Battlegrounds, you'll see this, you know, pretty regularly throughout your times battling other players because it's a really overpowered ability that never seems to get nerfed. It also is one of my favorite classes to heal with in Trials. You're looking at my healer right now, not really doing a lot of healing on the screen, kind of just messing around, you know, capturing footage, but I use this healer for Trials runs. Currently working on building a complete gold Trials set once the new champion point system drops, and when I change things around, I'll have that out for you guys to look at. But if you want to heal, go Templar. You won't be disappointed. DPS is great too. Tanking is the only area where I know you could definitely go with a better class overall, like I said earlier, a Dragon Knight or even the Warden like we just talked about at number 3. But it is my first class that I ever played in this game, so I'm a little soft towards it, despite it being so overpowered in PvP with Biting Jabs and so on and so forth. So that is why it's making number 2 on this list. Insanely powerful heals and insane intense DPS capabilities, and definitely will help you with the group content. And by group content, I mean if you're just like soloing delves or even doing like public dungeons, you can do it by yourself with the kind of damage and healing that the Templar offers you. And guys, finally, to wrap it up here at number 1, we're going with the Sorcerer. That's right, the most played class in the game. It's actually my main. It's the second class I ever played, first to level 50, and I absolutely love my Sorcerer. I play both the Magicka version and the Stamina version, both really for PvP. I don't use it in PvE that much at all. I don't find it particularly fun, but in PvP, in Battlegrounds, in Cyrodiil, this is a killer. You've got so many, you know, wonderful attributes with this, mainly because if you are definitely playing alone and don't anticipate playing with friends, you can use the pets that it has. You can double bar them, so no matter when you're bar swapping, you'll always have your pet companions around for heals and damage and to help you out. It is the most new player friendly class in the game, in my opinion. You've got some great ultimates like the Storm Atronach, just for another added, like, you know, limited time pet to really deal some damage and to take away some of the focus, you know, from yourself. You also have the Restoration Staff healing abilities, and typically most sorcerers will run a Lightning Staff or some kind of, you know, Flame Staff or whatever on the front bar, and then the back bar, it's almost always a Restoration Staff to use those healing abilities. Now, the cool thing is with this is its mobility. You have an ability called Streak that, yes, you get penalized if you use too much, but you can really fly around maps and places with this stuff. You also have Hurricane that also increases your speed for a little bit of time, but it really helps you move around and close gaps. This is basically more so for a PvP angle if you're interested in that, but in PvE it does work too, to avoid, you know, tricky mechanics. If you want to take this in to PvE, you definitely can do so. I've seen Sorcerer tanks in Trials. I've never done it personally, but I know it can be done. But if you like, you know, dealing with magic and lightning and stuff like that, the Sorcerer is going to be your class, and in my opinion is the best new player class to play, hands down. Yes, you're not going to have those crazy heals that the Templar has. You're not going to be able to do everything like extremely well like the Warden class that we talked about at number 3 on this list, but you have these pet companions that really help you when you're trying to learn how to weave, how to combo, and having that extra damage really does help out new players. But guys, that's my list. I want to know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. Was this video helpful, informative? What did you think? Please let me know. I would love to get that feedback so I can keep making better ESO content for you guys. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Remember, I stream every single week. I try to, but I definitely upload twice a week here on the YouTube channel. If you want to see guides, PvE, PvP, housing, I have it all for you here every single week. But guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Noble, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.